this is it's interesting to look backwards. That's when the recession ended in '01. And they just kept losing jobs. This is monthly over the year, so this is this month compared to the same month the year before. And here we are all the way into the end of '03. The so-called Bush tax reductions that are expiring in 6 weeks or 7 weeks, unless Congress does something, were enacted right about here in August, or actually in July. They were effective immediately in the first paycheck in August. I think it was the first paycheck when withholding was less. So our paychecks got a little, everybody's withholding, not just poor people or middle income people. Everybody's was less. And so we got a little more money to take home. And then everything was, you got a check a little while later, and they gave you back the excess withholding for the whole year, for the beginning of that year, for 7 months. And it was like Christmas. And we went out and spent it. And that third quarter of '03, 8.2% GDP growth. People spent money. Well, you know, they've been waiting for a sign, like I think a lot of people are waiting for a sign now. And they will sort of get back, not necessarily as wild as they had been, but buying things. Retail sales data that came out last week, furniture and appliances went up. That's the first time that it looked like people started buying stuff. And they had waited a long time. It's a pretty good sign. Appliances aren't too romantic, and so you probably needed one. It wasn't a sofa, I can see, you know, a love seat maybe, and people decide they need to change their lifestyle a little bit. But started right here. Well, here we are. We have four consecutive months of job growth, again on a monthly over the year, just not month to month. So there's no seasonality in this probably. It's pretty good. We had a lot of seasonal noise in the data we've been getting over the course of this year because of the census workers and because of the summer months. But this is good, but it's being measured off of these months. So we're just beginning to work ourselves out of that hole. That's 27 or 28 months. I'm not going to stop and count them here. A long time worth of monthly over the year decline takes us up to somewhere around 16 million unemployed workers. This is another way to look at it. I added this just for interest. The first number, and you guys know this probably better than most audiences, this is payroll employment, full-time regular workers for whom employers withhold taxes. This is, and that comes from an employer survey. This is a household survey numbers. It's a little different. It includes part-time workers and self-employed workers and contract workers. It's hard to get a pattern out of this exactly, except clearly this, you can see here, this is a much shorter period. Got done earlier because typically as employers start getting ready to expand, they hire part-time workers first. They don't have to pay as much. They're more flexible, easier to say the job's done, not hurt anybody's feelings. Maybe there aren't any fringe benefits. So this, haven't quite seen that pattern here. I've been watching the household survey a little closer because it includes full-time workers, but also includes more irregular workers. This period is a little shorter, but a lot of noise here. More or less the same. It looks like all workers, and a lot of the full-time workers, of course, aren't working 40 hours, but they're still considered full-time workers by their employers. They haven't put them on a part-time basis, and not as much growth here. Part of this is the months that we have here. We just lost a lot of seasonal workers in September.